I rewatched Daredevil and Elektra recently. I think in my last Steelbook video. I hadn't opened these as yet. I hope I never repeat these, by the way. I have a list on my phone and I had a pile sitting just below the camera line there that I knew I had to record. Once I've recorded them, I'll fill them all in to my shelves. Hopefully I've got enough space. But I hope I never have to repeat, like I'm repeating myself. But there's the inside of your Steelbook there. There's your disc there. There's your spine. I do like this film. I like some aspects of Elektra and there's some aspects I don't. I find it slower a film than Daredevil. There's your sides there. I think it's quite interesting how some of the storyline, like with the little girl, kind of comes across in Logan as well. Sort of similar storyline, but not quite. And I know we all love this red outfit. Next up we have the Rocky collection on Steelbook, which I think I got from Zavi if I remember correctly. I haven't watched these films in ages, haven't seen the new Creed films. It's only a 12, really? Okay. I will get around to watching Creed at some point. I've got it, I think I've mentioned it in a previous video somewhere. So this includes Rocky with some special features. We've got Rocky 2, got Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5 and Rocky Balboa with some special features as well. I really didn't end up liking these films to begin with, and then I think I grew to love them, and now I'm just a huge fan of Sylvester Stallone as it is. I think he's absolutely brilliant, a brilliant actor, and I always want to mother him for some reason. Don't know why. Give him a big cuddle. He'd probably ruin me for all other men, you know, but I also recently rewatched all the Die Hard films. It was coming up for Christmas. I was looking for Christmas movies to watch and I ended up rewatching all of these. Again, another film that I didn't like really to begin with. I like it more now that I've seen all of them. I liked A Good Day to Die Hard originally, but I really hate it now. I just think it's boring, and I don't like the guy who plays his son either. I do like Die Hard 4, but it's got Timothy Olyphant on it as well, so you do have some special features on some of these. You've got a harder and extended cut, featurettes, commentary, you know, making of visual effects segments. Alternate ending. And I did like Samuel L. Jackson in that role as well. I think he was brilliant. If I had to say my favourite Die Hard, I would probably say Die Hard 2 actually. I think definitely my favourite is Die Hard 2 because Bonnie Bedelia gets more kind of screen time in it, although still not as much. And then I would probably say, I don't know, Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 3 are pretty close together. They're like basically a tie for second place. Back of your Steelbook has what I think are bullet casings. I'm not 100% sure what they're meant to be, but you've got them all on the back there, and your spine. On the inside you just have Yippee-ki-yay. Now there's one thing that I don't like about the inside of this, and I think for example Back to the Future Steelbook did a much better job of this, but I think the problem is that they've tried to put in 5 films into one, and with only 2 spaces for the discs as well. You've got the first film and then you have the second film which goes right on top. I reckon would cause problems with scratching, but that's just me. Then you've got the third film, fourth film and the 5th film. So I suppose you could kind of like make them different, but you've only got 2 on this side. I just wish they'd had the flip casing, you know. I think that would have been so much better. And then next up I have The Greatest Showman. I was quite apprehensive about watching this, like it was so hyped up, like to the max this film was hyped up, and I was like, I'm not sure about this. And I actually ended up really liking it. I didn't like it to begin with. I was a bit kind of unsure about what it was going to be and how fast, like if you've seen the film, you'll know the first song or so, it goes through time like really quite quickly. So I was a bit unsure of it in that sense. But then I really got into the storyline and I ended up buying the companion book as well from HMV, which I really thought could have been better. I thought it was a bit repetitive for my liking. I mean, how many times do you need to find out that Hugh Jackman was seen presenting the Oscars and doing his whole thing, and you thought, he'd be a good person to be P.T. Travers. You only need to say that once, you don't need to repeat it constantly. And I haven't bought the soundtrack yet. Really weird, it keeps fluctuating in price on Amazon, so I'm going to have to get it the next time it's a low kind of price. So that is the back of the Steelbook there. Just has really pretty design on it, and then it just has Come Alive. And then in here, this is your inside of the Steelbook. So it comes with the DVD of the film. You can see me in the background there. And with the Blu-ray as well. And it also comes with an official songbook by the two guys there. So quite a nice little book. Lots of pictures from the film, obviously all the lyrics as well. I think that was my favourite song, This Is Me. It was brilliant. The lyrics just speak to you. So that's a really nice little booklet as well that is just comes with it. It's not too thick. It means if you're wanting to learn every single lyric, then you certainly can. I also ordered this from a Zavi actually. I quite often get called Elvira at work. I don't like stuff that's too high cut around my neck. One of the girls will call me Elvira. I didn't really know much about her. I knew what she looked like in her image, but I hadn't ever really seen anything of her. So I watched this Mistress of the Dark, and I actually really thought it was quite corny, but it's quite good at the same time. I wasn't expecting to like it, and I had another film lined up when I stopped watching this, but I really enjoyed it actually. There's quite a few people in it, like Jeff Conway is in it. He's in this. He's only got a little role, but it's quite good to see him, especially with everything that happened. And the extra is actually quite lengthy. It's like another, I think it's feature length, I'm pretty sure it's like 90 minutes or something like that. So that's the kind of extras that I like. I think you really have to see it. It's such a wonderful film. That is your inside there. Just got a repeat of the back. Obviously her all tied up in a position a lot of men would probably like her in. There's a lot of innuendos in this as well. And that is your disc. You've also got another booklet in here as well. He was creepy, like seriously creepy. And then you've got Forward by Sam Irwin there. And then there's Elvira, right there, the redhead. So it's quite an interesting little kind of booklet. It's got lots of great photos, some great text. It's probably like how do those like just stay put really. And there is the money shot for all the guys. Elvira tied up. More than just a great set of boobs, totally. But definitely worth getting if you don't know much about her. Like I didn't really know anything about her. I would definitely recommend getting this, and you won't, I don't really think you'd regret it. I also got Wonder. Now I haven't read the book of this yet, so I'm probably going to try and read the book first. I have it, I just haven't got around to reading it. And I don't really know much about it either, so I'm going to go into it probably quite an open mind. Hopefully it's not going to be something similar to Mask with Eric Stoltz, because that ruined me. Like, I cannot watch that film ever again. It's got some nice extras on it as well. I also recently watched Lockout with Guy Pearce and Maggie Grace. Amazing how much I didn't really remember of this film after watching it again. I think I originally had it on Blu-ray and then I saw it was in the Steelbook, but Hubba hubba. One of those annoying cards where it's really stuck on and I'm frightened of ripping it, but the back is just Maggie Grace there. And it's the same kind of image that's on the back of the card as well. And now it comes off. Typical. Dot of glue on it. And then on the inside you just have the same two images. The front of the Steelbook just with Guy Pearce there, and then you have Maggie Grace there, as you can just see in kind of grayscale. Slightly different image on your actual disc itself there. But this is a good film. It's easy to watch. I would say it's pretty much forgettable. I don't really think it stands out really for me, but it is quite an exciting film. I also got and watched Skyscraper, which is the Dwayne Johnson film there. Really enjoyed this film. Like, it's getting to his like San Andreas kind of roles. You've also got a really cool cover here, and thankfully it has these circular stickers on it, so you can just peel it off, which for me is better than glue. So there's your cover in full. Really, really pretty cover. I really like how they did the cover art of this. Tiny dot of Dwayne Johnson there. And then there is your back. It also reminded me a lot of... My mind has just gone blank. What does it remind me of? Oh, Tower and Inferno. That's it. Oh dear. It also reminds me a lot of Tower and Inferno. It had some similarities. I wouldn't say it was based off of it or anything, but it had the same kind of idea. And I recently watched Tower and Inferno for the very first time and then read the novelizations. One of them was not good. So then you have the inside of your Steelbook just showing all the different sizes. So you've got the Eiffel Tower, Empire State Building, ICC Tower. I don't know if I've heard of that. It's in Hong Kong. Then you've got the One World Trade Center in New York. You've got the, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, the one in Dubai. And then you obviously have this pearl one, 3,500 feet. You've got 3 discs with this. You've got your Blu-ray disc there. You have your 3D disc there, and then you've got your 4K Ultra HD disc, which I don't have a 4K player, so I can't obviously play it. I don't have a 3D player either, and I think this was the only format that I could actually get this in. I needed to get it in 4K in order to have it on Steelbook, which they seem to be doing quite a lot more, and it's working out about £30 a time. I think it's $29.99 on Zavvi for 2 discs that I may never play. That was an excellent film. If you see, I would definitely recommend seeing it, getting a Steelbook if you're interested and have a 4K player or a 3D player as well. Your extras, if you're interested, you've got deleted and extended scenes, embodying a hero, inspiration, opposing forces, friends no more, kids in action, pineapple pitch, and your commentary.